What's up, y'all? It's your homeboy Angelo reporting live from the fifth dimension. I'm here with the philosophical popsicle, Miss Mallory,
Hello.
and we're just thinking, talking, conversing, conversating, doing our thing here in the popsicle pad, and we are. I want to talk to you guys quick about the 5D, the high vibe. And we're vibrating so high right now, it's unreal because so many people in this day and age right now, we're 2 years into the global pandemic and the flattening your curve. They're still, I guess, flattening it or something, flattening your hopes and dreams, keeping people locked inside. But you're the one that made the choice to stay complacent, stay in fear. And as long as you're in fear and as long as you're locking yourself down, you are your own captor. Believe it or not, these mandates are not laws. These things that we're being told, we're not really even being told it. It's a psychological operation. It's a mass psychosis that's happening right now in our society. And people are falling in line without questioning anything. There's little intuition. You see, the majority of the people in our world right now are unhealthy. I'm talking about the Western world mostly, but this has become a global thing now. America has become the global gatekeeper, and now that our minds have been seduced by this corrupt narrative that there's some kind of mystery killer on the loose right now. We've seen no increase in the death rates across the globe. And we've found actually the people who are telling us to look out for this whole pandemic going on right now, they will even say this. They will even admit this. But if you speak up and say, hey, this is not real, this is a hoax, they'll shut you down, they'll ban you, you won't be able to be heard, they'll lock you up, they'll throw away the key. We already saw what happened to Robert F. Kennedy Jr. We see what happens to all the doctors and scientists that speak their truth. They disappear. Either maybe not get murked, but they get removed. They're deplatformed. And people like me, people like the philosophical popsicle here, we don't have a big following. We just speak our truth every day. We're not in fear. I mean, life is hard enough without having to have some kind of BS, science fiction, AI, virtual reality narrative dropped on you 24/7. And that's a big reason why we don't watch the news. We detach ourselves from the narratives of mainstream media because it's all a bunch of bullshit. And most people that know. And most people, the thing that gets me is that a lot of people will say that they know that media is a bunch of propaganda, that politicians are full of shit, that pharmaceutical companies are corrupt, and yet at the same time, they're leaning on those systems for their help and for their support. So you have to wake up from the illusion. You have to pull your head out of the sand. We all do. We're all dupable. We're all humans. We've all been through it. We've all been fooled by politicians. We've all been fooled by the military industrial complex. We've all been fooled by the war machines. Salute our brave heroes who died in war. We salute the duped. We salute everybody that did their best. And we honor those people because they fought for freedom. They fought for our rights. And yet look where we are now. All this throw out the first pitch, military leaders at the baseball game, salute to service. And here we are 2 years into flatten the curve. And where's your freedom? I'll tell you where your freedom is. It's not fought in a war in Afghanistan. It's not fought in Vietnam. It's not fought anywhere. This is a war of your mind. This is a war for your consciousness, for your spirit, and for your soul. This is an information war. People willing to strap on goggles and live in the metaverse. No thanks. The phone is enough. This phone can break us free. This phone can extricate us from the wrath of our own deception, that we've been deceived by ourselves. When we say they, these this dark entity, or as David Icke calls them, this global cabal, this cult, whatever you want to call it, we're all culpable in creating this, or at least in allowing this. When we say no more and we step away, we choose to connect back to the earth. Take your shoes off, step onto the ground, earth yourself, ground yourself, get those negative ions. Eat organic exclusively, organic foods, non-GMO foods. Stop surrounding yourself with negative energy and unplug from addiction. And if you know you have an addiction, work at it. Get away from it. Stay away from people, things, conditions, foods, environments that lower your vibration. Because right now, we are elevating our vibration as high as possible, and we know this is a continuing process. But so many people out there right now aren't even aware that they're totally brainwashed. They won't even admit it. They don't have a clue about it. They're not even thinking about it. They're just running like rats in a maze. And honestly, so are we on some levels. Not saying we're any better than anyone else, but question everything. Not to the point of driving yourself crazy, but question everything. Think about a juxtaposing position on any topic and say, could that be real? It doesn't make you a conspiracy theory, it makes you a critical thinker. This hearing, trust the science, trust the science. All these people are using that as a catchphrase for people who they call conspiracy theorists. Well, isn't science about questioning? Isn't science about finding new ways of looking at things and believing and discovering new truths and uncovering new ideas? If that's not science, then where are we? Are we mindlessly, dolting ahead into this oblivion of mindlessness? I don't know. I think that we can pause for a moment and think about where all of these choices in our lifetime has led us. Because this is the only life we've ever known. This is the only place we've ever been. Or so we think. In this physical manifestation, this is the only place we've ever been. The past is gone. Tomorrow is what we create. So what are you going to create? Are you going to be having COVID anxiety syndrome or whatever they're calling it now? Are you going to be locked up? I see so many people that I've known for so long, my age, I'm 45, people in their 40s, approaching their 50s and into their 50s, sicker than ever before. They're letting this pandemic destroy them. And it's not a virus that's destroying them. It's a mind virus. It's a sickness of the spirit and the soul. It's a succubus energy that's you allowed to take who you are out of you. Return to your childhood innocence and your questioning and your discovery. Don't blindly fall in line. Be complacent. You're free. Stay free.